Hey, this is the demo for the FPGA clapping pattern detector. Here in our setup we have several things. First off, we have a microphone here. It's for detecting the claps, and it can sense the claps and scale it between 0 to 1 volts with this voltage divider here for the x80C input, and then the x80C reads that, and we have some display signals here that I'll explain real quick. So the left two most are the amount of clock cycles in between each clap. The one right after that is counting the number of intervals at the same time the LED shift register buffer counts the number of claps. So the claps should be one more than the intervals. So 1, and then we start getting 2, 3, 4, 5 claps and 4 intervals. And then lastly, that rightmost display, 7-segment display, shows our state. And it also shows our last pattern match. So in idle right now it's showing failed because we haven't matched any patterns yet, but once we start clapping, it'll show L for listening until it's done, and then return back after it calculates to the normal idle state where it displays the last pattern matched. So let's go ahead and test out some patterns. Currently we are storing 3 of these patterns so far that have been tuned for basically a pattern length of 4. We will expand that later, but for now we have the 1 interval, the 1 2 1 interval, and then the 2 1 1 2 interval patterns. And we'll go ahead and start testing these. So that was 2 claps of decent amount of time in between, but it still counts as 1 interval. If we do the same thing, and then faster, yeah, so all these still match, but if we do if you only do like 1 clap, it should fail. So there, we got a fail. Cool. So now let's try the 1 2 1 interval. And yep, gives us a 1 2 1 ratio, which matches pattern 2. And we can do the same thing faster, slower, whatever, and do it let's do it slower, for example. And we get pattern number 2 still. Awesome. But now if we do the same amount of claps, but 1 interval between each, so that would be 4 claps with just equal spacing, we should fail. And it should fail to match. Awesome. Perfect. So lastly, let's test out the first 4 intervals of the shave and the haircut jingle. So that would be dot 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 dot, and then that's it for now. You can sing the other 2 if you want, but don't clap, because ours currently only checks for a match of 4 intervals with our system. We'll expand that later though. So let's test it. And that should match number 4. Oh, hold on. I gotta do my timing right. So it's done. Da 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 da. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Gotta play around with the tolerances a little bit more. That's why I only have tuned these 3 songs so far, but I'll tune in more later for giving it a little bit of margin of error for human clapping. It doesn't perfectly match the boundaries. So let's try that one more time. And let's reset this, and then there we go. Yeah, got the hang of it now. Cool. So that's our demo.